Hey guys, what's going on? Yesterday, the Federal Reserve announced a 75 basis point hike. Now, they've been doing this activity all the way since November of last year, talking about creating tighter financial conditions. What's fascinating about this is that they've continued to point to the idea of a soft landing, but it appears that the central bank is going to give up on that idea. Now, when we think about what they previously were pointing at, it was all about the labor market and the housing market. The housing market is obviously coming down. They're making capital much more expensive. People don't want to borrow. People aren't borrowing money for mortgages to buy houses, then demand goes down. If demand goes down, then of course home prices go down. Everything returns to your economics 101 class on supply and demand. But the more important thing and the more interesting thing, in my opinion, was the labor market. Previously, we've seen a ton of people in positions of influence point to the idea of having historically low unemployment, and that has been true. But now we have the chairman of the Federal Reserve talking about pain in the labor market. If you're going to increase interest rates, then of course growth will slow. If growth slows, all of your business leaders, they are going to put a pause on hiring. They may even do layoffs. They're going to prepare for the uncertain, painful future. And so naturally, we should expect to see that labor market get worse and worse and begin to degrade at a rapid pace. If we continue to see the housing market come down and the labor market worsen, then that would be a sign that inflation likely will get under control at some point in the future, and maybe over the next year or two, we will return back to a loose monetary policy. As we continue to watch this situation, I think it is clear that the Federal Reserve means business. They are going to continue to create those tighter financial conditions, regardless of what anyone on the internet says. The Federal Reserve is committed to getting inflation under control. The big question is whether they will be able to do it and how long it will take. Right now, we're sitting with very, very high inflation, and this is the second year, so it's now compounding on top of itself. As we continue to see prices increase, we have to ask ourselves, when will inflation come down? Right now, the Federal Reserve is going to create max pain in all sorts of corners of the economy until inflation is under control. They are going to throw out everything, and they are solely focused on that inflation number. What that means for you, me, and everyone else in the economy, we've got to buckle down. We've got to prepare for some stormy weather. That is until the Federal Reserve finally gets inflation much closer to that 2% target.
Hey you, did you like this video? Great, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and see you next time.